And the clock is 1 minute before 6 p.m. But because of latency in YouTube streaming, I'm starting it a little bit early. So in this video I'm going to do a terminal emulator. In case you don't know what a terminal emulator is kind of like this. It's a shell. Basically you can run any text-based program in it, but that's basically the idea. And I'm not going to start it entirely from scratch because I have written a terminal emulator before. If you remember seeing some of my old videos in which I run some Linux programs in DOS, that was me actually running a terminal emulator that I had written before, but it was written for DOS, and here is some code from that emulator. And I am going to be borrowing this code quite a bit for this project. By the way, is the audio and everything okay? I spent maybe 8 hours trying to make the audio sound good and all the camera settings and color balance settings, and it's still not perfect. They may sometimes appear holes in my forehead and something like that, but it's not perfect, but yeah. So yeah, let me make this actually a little bit bigger so you can actually see it a little bit better. Maybe this one should do better. Yeah, this is a little bit better. You can see the text better. Audio is good. Alright. So this is one part of the project that I'm going to do. Basically copy this pre-existing code for the terminal emulator and update it a little bit. And then there's another part that I'm going to have to do, which is actual rendering. And because I'm not targeting DOS, I have to do it pixel by pixel myself. And I also have code for that beforehand, which is in my editor, PCIe. Wait, where was it? DOS editor. Yeah, here it is. So this is that editor, the editor that you have seen in most of my videos. If you Google search that editor, this should be the first link that pops up. That editor, which has the source code for that editor that I use in most of my videos. And about a year ago I ported this editor to Linux and other operating systems, so I actually have code here that renders fonts. Let me actually launch it up if I can do that. And yeah, you are on the screen right now. So this actually runs the editor, although the window is a little bit small because I have a 4K screen here, so the pixels are quite small. Yeah, so you probably cannot actually read this text because it is too small. But I do have the rendering part there, so I have to combine those two and do some touch-ups. And the reason why I'm actually doing a terminal program, why I'm not actually using Xterm, is something that will become clear later. I'm going to use it in my video productions for some reason. How did he write programs from scratch in C or C++? Yeah, well, I do. Warning is getting... Warning. What was the warning? Well, in any case, yeah, I'm doing a chroma screen here, so the entire screen is being chroma screened. Everything that is magenta here on this screen is getting replaced with that background image that is actually animated there, so... Hello, what was that? Hold Control to something. So everything that is magenta here is getting replaced with that animated picture that you see on the screen. I don't see it on my screen, but you see it because it happens in OBS. So anyway, let's get started. So start a new project, so it would be Well, tentatively it should be Terminal Emulator. Terminal Emulator, so... And let's practice some copy-paste coding. So I'm going to take two parts, those parts that I actually mentioned before. So that's the Terminal Emulator part and the rendering part, which I am going to copy to some extent. Yeah, this is Linux actually. Irashai. And sorry that I am not actually reading everything that you write, because it is kinda difficult to concentrate on trying to say something and trying to read your comments at the same time. I'm not very good at that, so I may notice something like there, notice me senpai, I may notice that kind of things sometimes, but don't count on it. So what did I make? Yeah. So I need TTY part and I need rendering parts, and that's the two modules that I have thought so far. So TTY and that one too, and over here I don't need this, and for now probably might need this, so I will hold on to that. I will not need this, although I should probably hold on to that as well, because these templates, green font, transparent also, green font, really? Where does it fit green? Well, I can do green like this. Is this transparent? No, it's not transparent. Green is not transparent. So where was I? Fork PTY. I should probably start logically. The game that is animated in the background is The Talos Principle. Terminal.h. Yeah. It will take a little time until I read and actually analyze what was the code that I had here before, because I have not really done pre-studying for this project before, other than planning in my mind what I'm going to do. So I have to read some code here. So I won't need this part because I do have standard C++, so I don't need Borland C++ specific hacks here. So I'm going to delete that. Also, that seems like a hack. And this will be replaced with something, but I don't know yet what. And Conio is obviously not going to be used. If you don't understand yet what I'm planning on here, you can look up the Wikipedia article for Terminal Emulator. So that will be one part, and also probably you should read about ANSI codes, ANSI code, ANSI escape codes. This article will be helpful, because these escape codes here will be something that my code will process, so these will be very important. And also these color supports. I'm planning, by the way, for 24-bit color support. This was discussed in Discord. Oh yeah, it's actually going super slow, so that's a bug in some player, so I'm going to skip that. Ctrl-C. I don't know what this is. What was I saying? Yeah, 24-bit colors, so this was discussed on our Discord channel just like a day or so. Lightweight Wikipedia page. Is this lightweight? No, it's not. I'm just logged in on my own account, and on my account I have some CSS file imports, so it looks different than normally. And the source code will be available somewhere. Probably I will put the Git link into the video description when this is done uploading and finishing and encoding and that kind of things. Thank you, Junbo Wang. linux.cpp. So this was the root of the DOS-based terminal emulator, and obviously I'm not going to need all these VGA port output commands, so I should probably delete that because it's an easy target. Reprogram video, we'll leave that. Parse video options. We'll ignore those for now, probably. Save old mode. So the first part of this will be mostly about deleting existing code. Such as that. Will I need more than one terminal? Probably don't need. I should probably start from the terminal part. Sorry that I'm going back and forth like this, but I'm trying to get my bearings to my old code so I can understand what it is doing. That will take a little while. And while I am reading it, and while I'm doing that, I'm also doing some cleanups to the code, so yeah. This editor uses WordStar compatible bindings, and also my editor does the same because that's what I like to use. Right. Echo back. We'll probably need this. Should I use 32-bit? I should probably use 32-bit characters. Adjust colors. That's probably fine. Out buffer. Why do I have a buffer that is allocated like this? Sure. I will remove that. Video page. Page system is probably also not going to be needed, so let's remove that part also. Yes, this is Joe Editor. Discord channel name is YouTube Biscuit. If you want to see the invite to that channel, then you can check that video that I uploaded recently, just like a couple of months ago or something. You can check that video, which is... Oh no, you are now seeing all my unlisted videos. So anyway, it was this video, Biscuit's channel, Discord and so much more. Check out this video and there should be the link to the Discord server like over here. If and when the video happens to load. Yeah, there it is, over here. Does my mouse cursor render, by the way? Yes, it does. Alright, great. Thanks, Black Ryan. Out buffer. Why do I have out buffer here? Why is it dynamically allocated? Out buffer here. Where is it used? Echo back. It is used for that. So I will probably replace that with double-ended Q. Out buffer. Don't need those anymore. Can simplify this. Echo back should use 32-bit characters, so that is it. So out buffer, that insert out. Replace with that. Code becomes so much simpler when you have an up-to-date compiler. Don't need that probably. Well, I will keep it there. So, rows and columns. Half and double. Don't need those. Actually, probably don't need those as well. Text move buffer. What is that used for? CSIget. Line. Okay, I see. Why is it multiplied by 2? I don't know. My get text line. Absolutely no idea about ligature support for fonts. I have never looked that much into font internals, so I don't know. Sorry about that. Preset attribute intensity. That's one thing. FGC translated. These should not be characters, I think. FGC translated. Don't need translations here. These should be kept UTF mode. What is that used for? Oh. No idea about that. We'll ignore that for a while. Do I ever use circular buffers? Do you mean ring buffers? Yes, I do, especially in embedded programming. And of course, this double-ended queue also works like that. Circular buffer, basically. Which keyboard layout do I use? I use Finnish keyboard layout, because I am a Finnish. Attribute is not 8-bit, attribute should be 32-bit, I believe. Let me check. Attribute. Yeah. There's so much craft code here. Attribute. Actually, it should be the 64-bit, I believe. That's not good. Actually, I should probably do a little bit of that rendering part now, because I need a character cell type. So cell is going to be, I need 32-bit color for foreground and background. So that's 32 bits total. And then I need a 32-bit character. Probably, because I'm going to support Unicode here. So it makes sense to go 32-bit here. And then some attributes like italic, bold, underline. What else do I need? Let's make it double underline as well, because that is technically supported in ANSI codes. Let me check here. Italic, it was italic, underline, blink is there also, faint decreased intensity. Okay, maybe. Crossed out, yeah, that's overstrike, so overstrike, strike. My first programming language was not C++. First programming language was not C++, it was BASIC. There should be double overstrike here, double underline is here, yeah. So, I was right about that. So that's probably everything. There's also framed, encircled, and encircled. Does anything support it? Let me see. Encircled. Test. 52. That is so weird. Unless the X term doesn't seem to support it. Does it support overlined? No, it doesn't. How about framed? Doesn't support that either. But it does support overstrike. Yes, it does support overstrike. And overstrike and double underline. Double underline gets translated into one underline apparently. And how about italic? Not supported by, but I am going to support that. And probably will ignore these. Yeah, makes sense. So these are what I am going to support here, so that will be like, these are 6 bits total, so that's 86 bits. It doesn't really compact nicely, so probably no sense making it a union, but yeah. Background color and foreground color. And then character code and attributes. Should these be bit fields? Italic, bool, bold, underline 2, and dim and overstrike. There we go. Nicely sorted, probably by length or something like that. Yeah. What do you think about Rust and Golang? I have not actually studied Golang because I hear it has garbage collection and I don't like garbage collected languages, but I did a little bit about Rust in that Solar Jetman passwords video, and let me see, CVP, no, where was it? Well, I can actually show it you. Show it like Solar Jet. This is up to the date my only Rust program ever. This is my only Rust program ever. It was a little practice on how to do various things in Rust, and my initial impression of Rust was that it's kinda stiff. There were some clever inventions there, and I like it. I like how the language is going, but it also feels stiff, so not my new favorite language, but I support the idea of that language. Yes, I am interested in machine learning, but I have not yet begun studying it. Probably will not do bit fields here. Cell, okay. So that's a character cell. Do I need a dirty attribute? Probably will need a dirty attribute. Actually, it should default to true. I probably should put some defaults here. So this should be like gray, and this should be like black. And this should be like space, and all these rest should be default false. Default values is a great thing to have. CAN bus. By CAN bus, do you mean that communication thing with embedded things? I have no experience with that. And OPD, I don't know anything about that. It kinda reminds me of that car diagnostics thing, but I don't know about it. Yes, this is 4K. So next I need terminal window, so it's window. It contains cells. Cells, and the number of cells there is, well, it's cells. And then there's width and height. What do I also need? Well, it probably needs some kind of font, but I haven't yet decided whether I am going to use system bitmap fonts or whether I am going to use hard-coded fonts. Probably the latter, because it's something that I am going to use for my videos, so don't know yet. Probably will need also some platform-specific things here, but not sure yet. And let's see about the terminal thing. There was some kind of things about scrolling and that kind of things, so I have to see about those. Fill box. fillbox lines. My move text, my fillbox lines. Because in a terminal emulator, yeah, thanks about the wallpaper. Python and JavaScript being currently the most popular programming languages, well, there certainly could be worse choices. JavaScript nowadays is actually quite decent. I like it. And even before ES6 I already liked JavaScript, so it's okay. Python is also great for beginner programmers. If you are a beginner, I recommend you start with Python because it's easy to get started with Python. It's not high performance, either one of those are not very high performance, but it's okay. But I still prefer C++. So fillbox lines. Should I do X coordinates here? I probably should do. Which attribute is it going to use for that? Probably should also have an option with default attribute what it is going to use there. So to do attribute goes here. This is going to be also to do, implement later, and then move text. Is it going to be vertical? It could also be horizontal. Do we actually need horizontal scrolling for this? Does ANSI escape code support horizontal scrolling? Scroll. I think it doesn't support horizontal, yeah, only vertical scrolling, so probably will not need horizontal scrolling here. Smooth text. Probably also will not need X coordinates here, but anyway. So Y coordinate starting target Y and yeah. Actually, it should be copy text, but those are the methods that I need there. Then, why do I need this? Move. Insert space, so I will actually need horizontal. Yeah. Source coordinates and probably width and height. Yeah, those are the things. Please no Russian text here, nobody can read Russian here. So, what is your opinion on assembly and do you use it? For modern processors I don't really use it, but I do read it, let's put it that way. I do read it because quite many times I have to check whether some compiler does something idiotic with some code, and it's nice to be able to read it, but there's hardly any time that I have to write it. I have written some assembler code for ARM processors at work, and of course for NES emulator things you also need assembler, but not for x86 and so on. Have you ever developed your own implementation of SDL? No, I haven't. Why would I do that? Well, I have implemented actually parts of it because Borland C++ didn't support it, but that's another topic. Mailbox, so I won't need these anymore. Term window, write attributes. I should probably keep those for later. Reset attributes. Term window, should I actually use this screen for that? I probably should use that. So terminal.h. So instead of that, I will remove those. And out buffer capacity also will not be needed. So screen Was it actually screen? It's a window, so window. That's probably right. Top bottom. Why do I use int here? I don't know. Yes, I do still have bus driving license. Svetlana, that is an easy question. It will of course print 4. It's not Vim, it's Joe. What is this music? Nice test. G-node set. It's normal. These are state machine things, and these are actually mostly copied from Linux source code. Linux kernel source code. Vec. What is that used for? Vec. Oh yeah, that was the Borland seeding. And it was a vector of what exactly? Let me see. This was terminal vec of int, it seems. Let's do that. Backup. No idea what these are. My documentation is not always perfect. Too bad. Cursor. Recalculate cursor. And should I name these size X and size Y to match that style, or that kind of looks inconvenient. I will let it slide for now. What do you advise to read or watch for beginners in C++? What do you read or watch? If it's C++ specifically, it's the C++ reference site. Reference, this one here. If and when it loads. Yeah, this site is what I use normally, but this of course requires that you also already have some programming experience, so it's probably not the best thing for beginners, but this is something that I use regularly, and I have already mentioned that quite many times before. What for beginners? I don't know. Sorry. Scroll fix, why is it that? Calculate cursor. CX. I see, these are for the terminal, so there's a backup here. So actually have a backup with the cursor here. Oh, nice test. I have no idea who made that. There's also some error code here. Open MPT module create from memory. Oh yeah, when I go to this screen you can actually see this twice here because of my system here. What is that interface I'm using? This is a... Which one? Do you mean the terminal, or do you mean the window manager, or what? This is a command line system. The editor is Joe. And they should probably be charged at 32, and they should probably be... That's better. And they should probably also be stdu32 string view. Little by little. Terminal.cpp. Also, I should probably change those file names before I get annoyed too much with those. So that's I like this song. I increased the music volume a little bit, but I think it still ducks it quite nicely when I speak. But so that I can hear myself speak, can I actually... Hold on. Why do I actually not hear myself speak here? I should actually hear myself speak. Testing, testing. Yes, I do hear. I don't know what was up with that. In any case, I will decrease the volume here a little bit so that I can actually concentrate. So, speaking of concentrating, yes, the ducking on audio is intentional. If you can use something without the std prefix, that is not a sign that using the std prefix is optional. It just means that your compiler or C library or C++ library is badly designed. And if you do use it without std prefix, it may break in some future release. Unsigned. Make that clearer. Where did I actually use this music before? Who can remember where did I use this music before? Well, it's partly refactoring. As I said in the beginning of this stream, I'm building this terminal emulator out of existing code that I have written for Borland C++, but this is going to run on Linux, and it's also going to incorporate a little bit different design in terms of rendering backend, and also have additional features there. So quite a bit is going to be involving refactoring. Honeymoon.mod. What other YouTube programmers do you watch? Any favorites? Suggestions? Well, to be honest, I don't really actually watch other programmers on YouTube. I am aware of people like that coding train guy, but really don't watch. I like to do my own thing. It's no disrespect towards any of those, but it's just how I do. What am I getting into? Is there gonna be a running Murray on the minibar? Yeah, probably. And I have also gotten copyright strikes for something. Usually they are just annoyances, but I have gotten strikes before. Translation is that used for. This is going to be hairy. not looking forward to that. So anyway, that other remote behind that. Fill that. Probably don't need that Yeah, YouTube does have a big problem with false copyright strikes lately. YouTube is not really the only one in that regard, as you maybe have read on my Twitter lately. That was a little bit hotter for my comfort than I thought it would be. Coffee, by the way, in this. Does it actually get... Yeah, it shows. I was wondering whether it gets chroma replaced or becomes transparent or something. The playlist I am listening is not public, but if you are interested in some particular song there, you can just read the module name here. So that should help you. It might be found on Google by that same name, the module name, but in some cases that it doesn't. Then you just have to ask someone. Link. Okay, I see what this is doing now. So this is adjusting the brightness, but I'm not actually probably doing like that. There was intensity and there was bold. Those are two different things. I probably not do that. I'll just ignore that for now. Leave attribute. Actually, I would need that either. If I add reverse to that. Kind of dummy because it just swaps the colors. But that might make my design easier. But no, will not do that. That's not my thing. That would be necessary. That would be necessary. That would be necessary. That. The last thing is probably going to be necessary. Yeah, they will not be necessary. Yeah. What is this forest arena animation I used on the background? It is from the Talos Principle. I spent some time capturing a nice looking animation there, but I was unable to match my colors so that it would look like I am in there, but well, it's not perfect. It's too loud, are you sure? Yeah, let's make it a little bit quieter. My eyes, are they getting chroma keyed? Let me see. Can I put it here? Oh no. It's too bad. This is going to look horrible. Yeah. Yeah, it does awful things, that chroma key. Well, it's a compromise. Maybe a little bit too quiet. Increase that a little bit. So those scrolling things, I should probably do them in terms of that window interface. The background is a static video, it's MKV file. Scroll up. Scroll here. Copy text. Why this that much amount? So target is this. I think. Is it? Where is it defined? Why did I choose to use here Y1 and Y2? That is so not descriptive or anything. Oh yeah, in this DOS project I actually used assembler, as you can see here. Y1 is I am not Russian. Where did you get that kind of idea? So that is not helpful. I just have to understand this goes. So this is scrolling down. So that's the target address and the source address is this. And 500 plus amount. Ready? Where's that? Move text. Toy. Oh yeah, now I understand. That is the target line. Okay. So these are separating, these two parameters here are separating the region that I'm going to move, and this is the target line number. Okay, so I understand now. So that's the source address, and the target address is this, and this is the width. And this is the number of lines. Really? I guess so. And then fill box. Fill box 0. The target address, and the width is still this one. No. Concentration amount. That should be right. And what is it going to fill it with? With a default cell, which is this to do here. Okay, so that part is done. The same thing here. So the source line is here, target line is here, and that is that. And fill box upper line is this. Make more sense. Yeah, that should be correct here now. Why do you keep working on a personal pet project and not on some actually useful software in graphics or biotech, where good programmers are needed? That is actually a very good question. It's probably because I'm already doing productive stuff for my work. So when I'm at home and I am doing hobby things, then that's going to be my hobby and personal things. That's just how I divide things. What is my occupation? Is it a programmer? Yes, I do embedded programming at Etteplan. Can you make yourself louder or the ducking more extreme? I could technically. As I said earlier, I spent quite a bit of time tweaking my audio settings before I began streaming, like 8 hours. And it really depends. My microphone is over here, so it kind of depends on my distance from the microphone, how loud my sound, how loud my voice is. But I tried to make sure that even when I'm speaking quietly, the music should be ducking quite nicely. So my get text line. So this is about copying text to insert spaces. So it is actually moving forward. So target text is here. And source text is here. And how much? This much. And height is this much. And then fill box. And that should also be Windows for that window handle. Fill box. See and do one line. That's done. Write spaces without inserting, so that should be there's black holes at cursor. Yeah. So this is the opposite of this. So I kinda do need horizontal scrolling here as well. Yes, I do work as a programmer. Copy text. So the target coordinates are this one, and the source coordinates are columns minus women, and the width is that. I believe everyone knows this song. And surprisingly, this song is not one of those that produce a copyright missile strike. Box. Really? Yeah. And that was the number of lines. Yes. Yes. Shuffle box. There we go. No, from start to the cursor, so that must be like that. Erase whole display. Because I do have that rows variable there, I should use that. What exactly are you working in your new job, and how hard it was to get a job in programming, doping unrelated to driving job before doping? It wasn't hard at all. I just basically had to have the courage to look for it. Having the courage to submit your job application to the right place was the hardest part. Fillbox. Yeah. Columns. Where do I use that fillbox function? Where is it defined? Fillbox is... what? Oh yeah, it was line. Okay, so that is correct. So XY count module line. So that is one line. Okay, I understand the difference now. So that's the width. Why is it playing it again? I don't want it to play again. Alright. That's done. And this should be stdu. Unassigned car. Well, that's not right. There we go. That is okay. It seems that way. I scroll up. That should be right. What operating system is Biscuit using? Biscuit is using Linux. How did my new employer look at your previous unrelated job like driving? Well, they were interested to hear my reasoning for that, but as I explained that I wanted to take a break. That was pretty much it. They were more interested in what I can do than what I have done. Well, they of course wanted to know what I have done professionally for this work, but as long as I explained what was going on and so on, it was done. How would you pitch C to people who find it intimidating or obsolete? Riathel asks. This is not Amiga stuff. Well, the music is, yeah, sure. How would you pitch C to people? I have to think about that. Let's not go nitpicking there. Is Linux only the kernel? Let's not go nitpicking there. Basically everyone understands what I mean when I say I'm using Linux. So there's absolutely no reason to start arguing about that. Scrollfix. Why do I use scrollfix here? Okay, who can recognize? Okay, it actually spoiled there. I was going to ask who is going to recognize this song, but pointless to ask because you can see the name on the screen, so that's not going to help me. I mean, that's not going to help me. The previous song was apparently called The Model. What embedded stuff are you actually working on your work? I should probably not elaborate too much because they are customer projects. I deal with STM32 chips mostly. That is probably enough said. I should probably have a support for the column here, so was it typoed like this? Fall through? I have to check. Alright, the network is up again. Hold on, let me reload that thing. Yeah, I did warn you guys that sometimes my ISP is not very reliable, so I did warn you. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do about that. So I'm back up, I think. I hope. I really hope. Does it actually show me up again? Yeah, I'm back. I just want to see myself on this live monitor screen. Oh yeah. That makes me feel better. Echo back. That one. Why do I use sprintf here? Well, that's one thing that I could do here. That's one option. Oh, then I could do this is so inconvenient. If I use format library here, it would be better. That's what we are going with. Why don't you use Visual Studio? Because I am not using Microsoft stuff. I'm not using Windows and I'm not using Microsoft stuff in general. I'm doing just fine without that particular vendor. There was a comment that I lost it. It was retracted. Okay, sure. Yeah, that's Talos in the background. Fix coordinate. I need to do synchronization of those coordinates at some point. Recalculate cursor. Echo back. Don't need that. These functions are going to be unimplemented, and I am fine with that. Node 264, 64. 56, I mean. Yeah. So this is for the 24-bit colors and this is for the 8-bit colors. So I need to support those somehow. RGB. I should also probably do some range checking here. Let's make a note about that. Note to do. And this is about those 8-bit colors, so I need to do translation for those. Are you the one of those programmers who like to waste their time by typing some useless code on PC without expecting any profit? Oh yes, definitely. I need a function to translate these colors into RGB colors. I also need a function for that also. And I probably do have that code already existing in editor 32-bit and the terminal emulation in there, which is I guess somewhere in here. Like that. Oh yes. Oh, I'm using the 16-bit colors here. Something like this should be used here. Runs match here, yes. The stream is live again, yes. Black Epic, try to reload this. Well, it's no use for me to say anything, because if you are not seeing me here, then you don't see me here. This in here instead. Color ramp. So that's going to be like something like that. Multiply it so it becomes 8-bit colors. Sorry for the sparse commentary here, I'm trying to concentrate, so... That should be right. That seems right to me. And one set of parentheses to wrap it all up. Like so. Yes. There we go. And now I have RGB colors instead of ANSI colors. Don't you think using a proper editor with auto-completion and other features is more productive? No, not really. And stop using Microsoft Skype. Do you have Skype here? Oh yes, I do have Skype here. You caught me. You caught me. Quit Skype. Yes. No more Microsoft stuff. Those are now translated. And those are also translated. What is this song? Mash. No idea about that. I actually use Skype here because of some contacts with people who use Skype, so I needed to contact those people. How did you make the music go quieter when I am speaking? That is a good question. Let's bring up the confusing screen again. So this is my OBS. It's going to look a little bit nicer if I disable the preview for a little while. Of course the text is here going to be too small for you to read, but here is I have two microphones here. I have the desktop audio. This is the music that I'm playing here. And if I look at the filters here, I have a compressor here for the music, which says that it has a ducking source, the table microphone, and whenever it hears that table microphone sound level exceeds this threshold, it's going to decrease the volume level by a factor of 18. So that's how it works, and it reacts very quickly, and when I stop speaking the volume rises. It takes 1 second to rise to the normal volume. So that's how I have done it. Let's not forget to bring the screen back up and put it back here. So it's the compressor filter that does it. The terminal project is going here. Recalculate cursor. Read that later day. Oh my head, yeah, that nested thing is kinda nasty to watch, but yeah. And moving on, my go to XY. Why do I have a I see, so this is going to update the cursor for the screen, so it's rendering the screen. Like so. That is great. And this should be string view. This is one of my favorite songs. What graphics card am I using? I'm actually using two graphics cards here. This shows what I'm using here. There's one card here which I bought, and it's actually being used 33% because I am currently streaming this, and the streaming encoding happens on this card. And then I also have here GTX something, which I got as a donation, and it is actually doing all the rendering. So that's the thing here. Actually there should be a comment that lists those a little bit clearer. Yes, like that. Game. Okay, here you see those. So that's one and that's two. Back to business. Adjust colors. Why do I use adjust colors? What is this for? Why? I think I need that one. I might be at the point where I can actually compile this. I need to do some includes first, EQ and string. Those are the ones that I need here. I also need vector. What else do I need? I need also that one. I need also vector. Something else? No, I don't. So just to check that everything is fine, let me see that everything compiles. So compile this with I guess. Did it work? No, because I have a wrong include file name here. No, because let's fix the easy stuff first. Pass through. Copy that. Then translate boof. What is the boof? Boof is just that. Actually, for the sake of cleanness, let's use move here. Why don't you use bits/stdc++? Because that is not a standard header. Why would I use that header? Let's put it that way. Translate. Cursor. So that's not going to be needed. And that's not going to be needed. Neither that. Neither that. Neither that. This. Oh yeah, because that generates 8-bit string and this is a 32-bit string, so what am I going to do with that? Do Do we have a 32-bit version of that in the STD library? One thing that I could possibly do is let's try this. Does that work? I am not actually sure whether that works, but I'm willing to try. I think it worked, because I'm not spotting that error anymore. Yeah. Is your playlist posted somewhere? No, it's not. Is C language only programming language you professionalized? No, C++ also. And I have also used PHP for work for like 12 years. You can sometimes see me using PHP. So that part actually worked. Let's move buffer, don't need that anymore. So that translate thing is going to bother me for a long time. Let's see what I can do about that. Should I do it here or should I do it in the screen processing? I should probably do it there. What is this song? Hello Rishikesh. What is this song? N4-bit. I have never heard this before, at least I don't remember it. I am not coding C and I'm not coding in Vim. Both are wrong. Set. Right. And I guess I am back. Sorry about that again. That is Telia for you. As I was saying, hello Rishikesh, and as I was saying, why do you code in C and Vim? No, I'm not doing either. I'm not doing C and I'm not doing Vim. Please don't spam. Yeah, that's Telia. No much for function. Yeah, I knew that. Screen. Beep on. Beep on, so I need fix cx. What is that? Why does it complain here? Was it that line? No, it wasn't. It was here. I made a mistake here some way when I copied this, so it should be. Let me check what it was before. Let's see. Yes. Plus C. Okay, so it should be plus C, not plus X. Where are my glasses at? My glasses are in my car. I couldn't be bothered to fetch them, so I'm doing without. Okay, I typoed that name there. What else? Register, don't need those. What else? There's something wrong here. Okay. And this reference here, I will do something about that later. Columns. Why did it complain about columns there? It was not declared in this scope. Really? This obviously will not combine. For those? Why does it complain about this? Ah yes, I know. Complains because that is in the header file. I should move them here. Nice pending in this song. What is my IQ? That depends on the standard deviation. Those are totally fine. I am fine with those. These should be fixed later. But this is a problem. If it's a color escape, okay, otherwise break. Probably don't need that. Text is chroma keyed, is it? Where exactly? Where do you see chroma keyed text? There's probably some magenta somewhere, but where? I can't find it. Thanks, Christian. Buen dia. Do you work remotely or in the office? I work in the office and I commute to the work about 50 minutes one way and the same 50 minutes back. Constants like that. Calculate cursor, I don't need that. is not the most prettiest looking function, but it's a cosmetic thing that I will change later. How do you debug your code? Well, I assume you mean when it actually compiles and it runs and then it crashes somewhere. I use GDB. Yeah, I know about that warning flag sign compare. It's not the highest priority thing right now. In any case, I'm almost getting where this part compiles. I do need a window handle here. Save curve. And also I probably need the attribute thing somewhere. Let me think about this for a little while. Do you live in a simulation? I don't know. The simulation argument is very interesting, but I don't really know. Thank you, Ye-boy. It is actually impossible to know whether we live in a simulation. It is impossible to prove, and it is impossible to disprove. Why are one of the font colors transparent? Sonera, or actually Telia services, have gone progressively slower and worse ever since they acquired Sonera. What was I actually doing? Oh right, someone said that it is this text here that is going transparent, and yes, that is the case. And actually, if I take the filter here and click this magic button here, then suddenly you see what I actually see. This is my... Yeah, thank you, CPP Toast. This is actually my desktop right now. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. This is what I actually see on my desktop. I don't see the nice video there, I don't see the lovely colors there, I see this horrible screen here. And this is the magenta here that gets replaced with a single mouse click like this. So that's what I am doing here. And let's get back to actual productive stuff. Actually, before I forget, I should probably also do that pinging thing here, so I can at least detect faster if something nasty happens again. So that's over there. Terminal color output. Well, kind of difficult. So I have a ping going over there. Again, that's probably too small for you to see, but that doesn't matter. It matters that I see it. So constructing those attribute bytes is the next thing. Also, these rows should not be here. They should be using the terminals. Like that, and columns should be like that. Should not need these anymore. Oh yes, that worked. Hello, Sakke. That was long inclusive. Chroma key, chroma key, chroma key, chroma key. I am not on wireless, but I am uploading this stream to YouTube, so that may kinda explain something about that. Ping. What was I doing? I've spaced out for a little while now. So CX and CY. Why do I have them as negative sign integers? Not sure. Well, in any case, that compiles now, so I've got an object file there. I can move on to the next part, which is fork.pty. Fork.pty. Do I have a header file here? Yes, I do. Don't need that. 18 by 9. Do you have an 18 by 9 monitor? I'm doing this 18 by 9 because my screen here actually is 16 by 9. So you can see if I try to move this window to the right, it kind of disappears there, because that's the actual edge of my screen. So what you see on the right side is not actually on my screen, it is entirely simulated. It is video post-processing. So I'm doing that so that I can partially put myself this way outside the actual screen, so I don't need to block anything from this screen and you can still see me. That's the reason why I do 18 by 9. But I actually wanted to do this video in a 4K resolution, but I was actually unable to do 4K resolution. 4K resolution, I was actually trying to do 4K resolution here. Right here you can see my canvas resolution. Well, you probably cannot see, but my canvas resolution here is 4320 by 2160. But I had to rescale it in half because this NVIDIA encoder could not process that size. It was too large for it, so I had to use a smaller size, and I chose 1080p resolution for that. Interrupt code. What's that for? What is this for? This is interesting. Well, anyway, you are probably wondering what is this file, fork.pty. Let me explain what that is. Fork.pty is a function in Linux and actually BSD operating systems, and they are in glibc, which opens a new pseudo terminal which you can communicate with. It's kind of like launching a sub-process, except instead of a new process it opens a new terminal which is kind of out there, which you can communicate with, and the child program that is launched in that terminal thinks it is actually communicating with a real terminal, so that is what it is used for. That was a horrific explanation. Can I not do better? Let's see. It creates a pseudo terminal, but I should have practiced explaining this, because that was a horrific explanation. Just look up the manual page. That will explain it. Yes, it is live. Santiago Santana, yes, this is live. First person that tries to emulate a terminal. No, not really. So how did I actually implement that at fork.pty? Because this assembler code here is actually made by me for the sole purpose of communicating with DOSBox. And for the DOSBox I created a special patch that allows using a fork.pty in DOSBox for the purpose of communicating with the host system. And I have to actually look what my patch does. If I can find it. Patch DOSBox. Fork.pty, yes, that one. So this is my patch. Fork.pty init. Open. Oh yes. Rows and columns. Open, so I have to actually give the sizes. Send. Receive. So size is going here with and height. Let's do some copy pasting again. Yes, that one. PD. That's what I did there. With non-blocking mode, is that really wise? I have to think about that. Is putenv in standard C or not? Standard C++, I mean. We do have getenv, but do we have putenv? So, why didn't link there? Setenv. These are POSIX functions. Yeah, I guess they are not part of C++. What books do you recommend? I don't recommend books. And that doesn't mean that I don't like books. It just reads, I personally don't read books. By all means do read books, but I don't. Then non-blocking mode. Yeah, probably do use that. April Fool's gag. Oh yeah, it's going to be April Fool's Day sometime soon. Take care, young man. How do you like Joe? I do like it. What is your net worth? I don't know. Close. That's number one. Kill is not the right signal to use for that. Which signal do I actually want to use for that? I want to use Probably that one. Or either SIG-Pi. Let's do SIG-Term. There we go. And sending. Inception. What is Inception here? Reading or doing. By reading a book you are not doing what you want to do. That's not really my point. My point is that I get mostly my information, whatever I need I get from internet, so I don't really need books. That's just how it happens to be. Non-blocking mode here, so let's try that. And then cover the cases. So I'm returning a string which is the red data and the return code. Why would I use line numbers? They are kind of redundant. The buffer is going to be like that, for example. Lock right. That's okay, but by me. Of course I need the string include here, and that should be everything that this needs. Of course I also need the include for that, so let me check what includes will I need here. I will need this heap of includes. Does it compile? Does not. Open. Open with and hide. Also, I probably need some way of communicating window size changes to that. Why do you need to write some parts in ASM? I don't actually need to write some parts in ASM. But I did need them in the DOSBox implementation. Hello Ethereal. Do you stream your coding sessions more often in future? I usually stream when I can think of something that is concise and... Yeah, concise is mainly the point. Where do you see inline assembler here? There's no inline assembler here. PC speaker installed? Yes, I do. yeah, you can actually hear that beeping. Yeah. Because I had headphones on, I couldn't hear that beeping. Absolutely no idea who that is. Golden Fold, I have no idea who that is. So this actually compiles, yes it does. But is that really so? Put env. It's not const. Oh dear. So altering the string pointed by the string becomes part of the environment, so altering the string changes the environment. Oh dear. That's nasty. So I actually need to have that string statically. Terminal equals Linux. For now, let's put SDL. So that should now compile without warnings. Yes, it does. Even at optimization levels. Is the compiler series finished? No, it's not. Sorry about that. The last part is kinda heavy. So I have to figure out a way to make it shorter and split it into sufficiently sized pieces. So that's the problem. Hyvä Stogs. Yeah, that's the buffer here. I'm reading at most that size from the FD at once. Technically, if I can read more there, that would be fine, but well, since it is in non-blocking mode, it doesn't really. Yeah. You cannot find my song list. It's nowhere. Well, actually, you can find some of my... Okay, not there. Okay, this is not kind of the same thing, so you cannot find it. Sorry. Model list. Then shell. Why do I look it up twice? That doesn't really matter, I believe. No. That should be fine. I should probably also check return values here. Computer engineering degree. Well, not exactly, but close enough. Data-oriented design. I like that in principle. So now I have fork PTY, which is responsible for launching the shell, and I have the Terminal Emulator. The next part is two parts that are missing. Two parts that are missing are rendering and input handling, and also window resize handling. You participate in bug bounties? No, not really. Who is making subtitles? Probably no one. Well, YouTube is actually doing live subtitling. That's really an interesting feature. Beeper. Oh, that's the beeper feature. I should probably have it separately. Yeah, not have it as part of the screen. Let's do it like that. I like this song. Does Biscuit browse /J? G? No, I don't. No, it was a terminal. It is actually possible to do that, but because CSTR returns a const string pointer, not a modifiable, it doesn't really do anything useful there. And also that is a temporary storage, so that is even worse. Well, I don't really use Stack Overflow. I do use Google when I need it. Right now I use that one and so these are the modules that I have finished right now. That should probably do. Oh. Will have to be rewritten. Really? Screening? Oh yeah, because I didn't actually write a CC file for that yet. Have you ever studied about exploit writing? Yes, I have studied. SDL2 is a really good library to start on. What do you guys think? Should I use SDL2 here or should I use SFML? Show of hands. Should I use SDL2? Hold on. Preferences, font. What do you think? Options are those. Because I haven't decided yet. Well, that seems to be pretty clear. Very well, SDL2 it is. SDL2. Oh yes, that worked. So next I need a main module, which I don't have yet, and also this function is missing. In any case, let's make a main module. For that, I will need to look up how things work. Oh, I didn't remember this kind of input binding. Cool. I was looking for something different. Maybe like something like this. Oh yeah, you can see the magenta through here. The transparency doesn't work nicely with that chroma hack. So, let me see, where can I find SDL2 example code? Yeah, I know SFML uses C++ syntax, it's better for C++, but some things are not as convenient in SFML. Do you think Android software developer is a good career choice? Well, I can at least say those are needed. It's up to you what you prefer, but Android developers are needed. And someone previously asked about Joan Carmack, so let me look up that. What was it about Carmack? Let me resize this one for a little. Here. Who do you think was a better programmer, Joan Carmack or Tim Sweeney? I don't know who that is. I know Joan Carmack is a great programmer. So, that's an indirect answer. So anyway, SDL2 code. So where did I use SDL2? Render update, render present. Okay, these are my choices. Which one of these is newest? This intro, I use it there. Chip 8, I used it there. Probably this one is newest. Render present. Yeah, this one is probably newest. It is also the most complicated, so input handling is going to be hard. But I also used SDL2 in my that editor, so I could also check that. Did I? Yes, I did. So this is probably the newest one. Yes. This is actually something that I was going to use in any case. As for the music being too loud, or the sound being too loud, as long as it doesn't clip, it's okay. I prefer to maximize my volume, but that card is on. Should I actually use that? No, it doesn't work straight away because it's a different implementation. Mechanical keyboard. It's not a mechanical keyboard. This keyboard is... oh dear. Foiled. Fujitsu KB-SX PC. That's the keyboard. Hello to Jakarta. SDL. So I was looking for that part and I have to actually copy paste that. Again, some copy paste coding. And this is not going to be the cleanest implementation. I can think of a better implementation. Maybe at some time. Not that day, not now. Because right now I'm doing the live stream, and then in live streams I want to get results quick. Actually, Even when I'm not doing live streams, I still want to get results quicker. Reinitialize. Yes, I do have auto volume setting for music, and when I stop speaking the music volume is rising. Yes, that's the point. Because sometimes I keep long pauses in my speech, and when I do, then the music should be louder, but when I speak, the music should go away so that you can actually hear what I am saying. That's why I'm doing that, Jokeri. I don't know that. It's the same problem for me. Pixels with pixels height. Default pixels. I have to decide on that size. Is this music from a game? From the game. It's not from a game. It's not from that game that is on the background. Why you like 8-bit GUI? This is not 8-bit GUI. Oh yeah, that's resizing. I see what's going on here. Where can you get that music? You can get the music from Mod Archive. Mod Archive. Let me see. This website, Mod Archive. You can get them from there. If you look at the file names over here, is it there? Yeah, it's probably there. Weird, you can see my two mouse cursors there. If you look at those file names, you can probably look them here. For example, that moon. Does it find it? Well, doesn't always work. Good luck. Can I raise the mic volume a bit? Well, I could do that, but when I speak close to the microphone like this, it's going to clip if I raise the volume, so no, not doing that. So sometimes I speak closer to the microphone and sometimes I have a little more distance to the microphone, so it's kind of difficult to balance the microphone volume when my distance varies like that, but sorry about that. That's why I do have that auto duck feature, so at least it doesn't go behind the music. Destroy texture. So this feature is for reinitializing the window. Full copy paste here. Texture, buff pixels with pixbuff, cursor old. Why are your Windows borders so small? Yes, that is exactly right. I do have a 4K monitor here, so that's the reason. Hello, Darda Violin. I'm doing a Terminal Emulator. And this is my actual voice. Pixbuff. So that's what I used there. this should be RGB. What kind of texture formats do they have actually? Let's see about that. Create texture. And there you saw me use Google. Pixel format enum. So I'm going to use out of these probably this one. Or either that or this. I don't know. Maybe this. Or this. One of these. Let's try that one. Does one monitor help you focus better, or are you just used to it? Well, I do have a monitor here, and I do have a monitor over there, and I do have a laptop over there. Over there. And I am using SDL2 for this. I will let others answer that question. GBA, yes. Create renderer. Okay, that part should be done. Then redraw. Render and line. Mario, there's Mario. Have to think about that. This is so complicated code there, and it doesn't need to be that complicated, so I'm not doing that. I do like some salmiakki. What kind of Finnish person would I be if I didn't like salmiakki? And coffee. Fun fact, Finnish people are consume the most coffee per capita. Yes, I can say something in Finnish. Tämä on suomen kieltä ja minä voisin puhua suomea vaikka kuinka pitkään, mutta kukaan ei ymmärtäisi, jos puhuisin liikaa suomea täällä. So that's why I'm speaking English. Of course, I do also have some Finnish audience there. Yes, I have heard of Temple OS. And the person, yes, he was. He is no longer. Someone asked a question that was skipped. Jack James, what did you ask? Jack James. I'm working as a junior C++ software engineer. What do I do to improve skills now, since I know the basics well? Keep practicing. Keep taking interesting challenges and do them. Aim for slightly higher than what you can right now do. That's how you keep improving. Ex-bus driver, current engineer coder from Finland. Hello, Ojomon. Is Finnish harder than Hebrew? Probably yes. Probably yes. Google speech recognition struggles with Finnish. No kidding! Buff pixels. So where did I set buff pixels? How did I calculate those? Oh dear. I remember this one. This is going to be difficult. For now, let's do that. Width and height. There we go. By the way, what is... Do I have a buiki? No, I don't. Cache search Buiki. How was it spelled? Buiki? Buiki? Yeah, there we go, Buiki clock. It baffles me how you code in this editor. I'm so used to relying on... Yeah, I don't use things like autocomplete that often, except in command line. That didn't work like I hoped. Let's try that. Actually, if I can make it without title bar. Probably doesn't work. Show second hand equals 1. Let's do that. That window border there is not very nice. But I have a clock there, so I should probably make it a little bit smaller so I can fit it in that corner. No Russian here, please. And yes, did I actually delete that clock? No. It should be on top, always on top. Yes, that's there. And actually, yeah, I will let that be like that. So, I was doing this. I need graphics. So now I need to think. Yes, I do have sudo installed, but I kind of prefer using the SU. So Windows here. I need to initialize it. Defaulted like that. Let's make a screen over there. Screen. Actually, it's a window. That's the default size. Cinnamon. Jason. Terminal. Term window. Let's see what happens when I compile this. Ah, of course. And I need to include guard here. Like so. Texture width, texture height. Let me see that code where I copy pasted it from. Texture width. We are getting somewhere. Yeah, accelerating universe, I'm not answering questions that I have answered 100 times. Shalom, Cincinnatus. I do take some golden fold. I do take some medicines, but I don't do drugs. How do you make Cinnamon run on Debian? I just installed it. Thanks, Professor W. What else was there addressed to me? Ever use a tiling window manager? No, not really. Robovico, I don't speak Polish, and you shouldn't speak Polish here either, because this is an English chat. Sorry about that. So, transparent text, yeah, sorry, that's awkward. Well, if I change the let's see if I can change the color somehow. Can I tweak it? No, I can't. I have no idea how to change this color. This is so awkward. Of course, if I... This is how I can make it a little bit visible, because it becomes transparent, but no. There is one option how I can make it more visible, that text. But no, if someone can suggest a way to change the color of these error messages and these highlights, I'm open for suggestions. I do watch some anime, although not in the recent years. Will the recording be available? Yes, I am planning to. And I was actually planning to use the YouTube automatic recording archive feature, but that's not going to happen because my network connection is breaking off, so sometimes thanks to Telia. So YouTube will create multiple different videos for it, and that's not very nice. So I have to do it in post-process on my own computer. Would you core boot my X220 if I buy you an order of tacos? No, I'm not taking the responsibility for that kind of things. Bash RC, there should be an option to disable colors. GCC, let me actually check. Error message colors. GCC error message colors. Color coded compiler enabling. Oh. Does this actually work? Oh, let me check that. Warning. I change it, say cyan, change it to, hold on, let's try that, then oh yes, that actually works. I have shadows disabled, but I do actually see shadow here. And you do probably see some purple there. Do you follow any sort of coding standard? Not religiously. And also thanks, Ruben. Then, what was I actually doing? Oh yeah, I need that fork PTY. Fork PTY. ever play as round with stuff? As round? What is that? What's your opinion on the Clang compiler? It's great. So now here I need to do the poll thing. Probably only need one. Pull. Struct poll FD. Events. I need actually reading, pull in, and if the terminal has something that should be sent back, then I need also output. I had to think there for a little while. Go back. Have you made your own Linux terminal before? Yes, I have, for DOSBox. And actually not only for DOSBox. What's your rank in chess? I don't actually play chess. Do you follow the "what I cannot create, I do not understand" mantra? Not really. Have you ever tried any of the BSDs? Yes, I have. I have installed FreeBSD more than once. You can find my opinions on that subject on Jesus Christ. You can find those if you look at my comments on some videos. But I am not taking this discussion to religion right now, so that's out of topic. So, yes, poll. Always is poll P1 timeout. Probably infinitely. So the timeout is milliseconds. If the timeout is specified as 0, that causes it to return. And negative means infinite, so negative it is. Did you ever play around with Unreal Engine? I have not done any programming for Unreal Engine. I have heard of Templo as greetings to Argentina. How long do you plan to stream? Well, I have been streaming like 2 hours, maybe almost 3 hours now, except some breaks there, so I don't know. I should probably finish this in about half an hour, looking at that clock over there. So, example. If there's something input processable there, then let's read it. TTY read. Viktor Astakov, I actually tried that first, but it didn't work. Let me demonstrate. Let me do a little smaller terminal here. Like this maybe. And then screen capture. Let me disable that horrific chroma screen there, and then do the what is that? Okay, so this didn't work. I tried to make it right into the root window. Was there actually another option? Window root? No. If I do it like this, it will work nicely. So that will work, but in FFplay was there another option for that? Window root? No. Root win? No. Root win. What does it actually do? Root win. Root win. I don't know about that. Was there another option? Is infinity reload, is it just something looped? Neither. Well, there's another option. Let's try with VLC. VLC and then media playback to... Can I actually set here to play it? Set as wallpaper. That didn't quite work right. Nope, 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 nope. So no, doesn't work. So let me re-enable that thing. Was there anything else? What's the most complicated line of code you have written? Try seeing my Twitter. I sometimes post there interesting things. Are you using any external libraries for this project? Yes, I'm using SDL2. What music are we listening to? You are listening to my random collection of mods. Shalom is a Hebrew word that means peace, health, blessings, everything being in the proper order. And then I need here, because this is a 32-bit thing and this is going to be 8-bit, so I will need a conversion between those two. So that's why I'm going to make this module and copy it here. Unidata. No. Log2. No. Over here. Okay. optimized, but that doesn't matter right now. Ricardo, you are not serious. Why do you like programming? Because I like being able to make a computer do what I wished it to do. That didn't work. Why? Why is it missing? It's missing because... Hold on. Can you help me finding the music you use? Yes, I can help you, and in fact I have already done so. If you look here, look here, look at the rightmost mouse cursor, you can see the file name of whatever I am playing. So if you Google that, you are much better off than just guessing. Will you continue this project? Another time, live stream if you don't finish it today. No guarantees. I will probably continue it without live streaming. So my compa function is... It's another computer, and by magic it should appear here. What will your terminal do that isn't available on current ones? That is a very good question. It will permit window resizing with keyboard input. That is the most important thing. And also probably it will have Mario in it. Thinking. Time is almost 9 PM and I'm drinking coffee here. That is not the smartest thing. I need too much coffee for myself. So anyway. Terminal white. Terminal is there, term.write from UTF-8 input. That could work, except I also need include guards here. Yes, I am not typing as fast as in my tool-assisted programming videos, because this is my actual typing speed and not a tool-assisted speed. What is this? Pragma once is... Is it standard? That's what I am kinda concerned with. Pragma once is non-standard Pragma. That is supported by the vast majority of modern compilers, but it's a non-standard, so no go. That's why I'm not using it. Yeah, Philip, too bad if you are having too low video quality, but you can look up the archive later when I upload it. It should take maybe some couple of days and then watch it in higher quality. Which keyboard do I use? I have answered that before. Maybe someone can quote me. Let's see. this is the string that should be reported. Actually, let's do it like this. 2 UTF-8. If that buffer is not empty, then let's try writing it into the terminal. Buffer. There we go. So that's the basic loop there. Everything is done except the rendering. And of course keyboard input. Keyboard input should be pushed here, I believe. What do you think of Crow Team, creators of the Talos principle? Cool folks. Have you read Art of Computer Programming by Donald Knuth? No, I have not read it, but it's on my Amazon wish list. It's just a expensive collection, so I haven't bought it yet. What do you advise for a beginner programmer? I advise being courageous to experiment. Try things. You should not dislike programming if you have a problem with Python. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What do you think about the C++ 20 ranges feature? I don't know what extent it is going to be implemented there. Have you ever played Change in IO? No, I have not. Will you make any C++ 20 tutorials? Time will show. I am not using VLC here. I'm using... Actually, I am using VLC. Sorry about that. Window there. This one. Yeah, it's still the build address that's missing. Build Oh, I see. This is where it is supposed to write into this screen class the default color that this is going to use. Black. Black. That was random. Blank, bold. Not actually supporting in italic here? No, I don't seem to be. Underlined. Yeah, I'm still missing that. Yeah. reverse is that should be all. That dirt is not used yet. Yes, this is extern. Yeah, there is plenty of random stuff there.
Welcome to side 2. Side 2. Welcome to side 2. Side 2.
Would you use Winamp if it got support for Linux? I don't know. Will this new Terminal Emulator replace Xterm? No, it will not. Definitely will not. Have you tried to create an AI? Not seriously. What was your first programming language? It was BASIC. Yeah, Philip, you will have to be more specific than that. It should compile. It compiles. And it crashes. Oh dear. Ah. Let's compile it again. How do you know that you are on the right path while writing code? Well, I have a roadmap in my mind. Could you share your playlist? No. How can you code for so long without testing? I do that. Alright, let's see where it crashes. Hello? Not crashing? Ah. Okay then it's not crashing. Could you put a screen fetch terminal somewhere on the screen so common questions like screen fetch terminal? Screen fetch terminal, I don't know what you mean by that. Dialana, I'm from Kerava. Alright, I'm going to close the stream in like 5 minutes, and also I don't like this song. Maansiirtokonephobia. Well, that's a song. Maansiirtokonephobia. So I'm closing in for like 5 minutes, so probably should save my progress here. So let's make a Git repository and add all the files that I actually have modified. That one, and there we go. Do you have your collections of coding songs public somewhere? No? GDB and another about Git, which tells me that I didn't commit yet. Initial commit. Thank you, Marios. I will try to do both. My progress for that cracking video game passwords episode 13 is... Hold on. Iron Sword. Was it Iron Sword? Yes, it should be that one. The progress for that is... Is it safe to have infinite loops in multiple threads? I think so, yeah. Cracking video game passwords, episode 13. Oh, there's some formatting mistakes here. Something has degenerated here. So this is my progress for that. And probably have done some narration scripting for it, but it's work in progress. Magenta is transparent, yes it is. How old are you? I was born in the year that Doctor Who from the British Doctor Who franchise became the some president of Gallifrey. Yes, I have tried ZSH. Don't like it. Why do I keep a clock on the screen? I keep a clock on the screen because I want to see the clock. It's gone. Yeah, initial commit. That's what I usually do for the initial commit. Although the initial commit here is quite big, but yeah. So let me see how many files did I produce here? So this is the first stream, then OBS crashed, and then this is the second stream. Yeah. Do you have an opinion on autocomplete? No, not really. Properties. Yeah, I'm still pinging that address just to make sure I'm still connected. Do you have an opinion on autocomplete? I use autocomplete on Shell. And I don't... Yeah, that's basically maybe the true. I don't use it in Joe because Joe doesn't support it and haven't got used to it. How big is your hard drive? I have multiple. Did it actually say here? It doesn't actually say here. Well, anyway, I do have several here. And this is just one computer. In C, if I'm saving a structure in a file and then again retrieving it, how do I determine the allocation of the structure members so that it wouldn't cause segfault? You need to be more specific. Have you ever found Debian's way of keeping very old packet versions annoying or in your way of using some software that you wanted to? Yes, and I actually use... I don't use Debian stable, I use Debian testing because it's usually up to date. Why don't you use an IDE? Why would I? Who is this character on your website? Let me see that. What is that? That's Hikaru. Does Joe still receive updates? Yes, it does. Why don't you game? Game what? Cybersecurity and hacking. I like to know a little bit about everything. So anyway, I think the time is right now about the time that I was planning to end this stream on. So I think I will probably do just that right now. So very much thank you to everyone who followed here. even if you were here for a part of time. And to everyone who is watching this on the stream or archive, I hope you liked it, and if you want to see more, click subscribe and hit the like button and that sort of things. A little bit of pause here so that I have time to display some end cards here and that sort of thing, and to make sure that the buffering doesn't kill my last words. So yeah, some little bit of coffee left in this cup. Salam alaikum. Moro shalom, bye bye. Till next time, bye. Thank you for watching. There is not. Yes, it is done. Thank you. And hold on, let me find the button. Bye. Bye.